Hello again, thanks for joining us. I'm Maurice Barratt and I have another Monday morning meditation for you, something for you to think about. The question I want to ask today is, who blesses the wicked? Many wicked people seem to be really blessed with wealth and status and fame. Well, many preachers, especially these days, say that success and status, financial wealth, are a sign of God's blessing. Well, if that's true, then who's blessing the wicked people? Many wicked people are famous and blessed and have status and seem to have a wonderful life. Who's blessing them? It doesn't add up. So who's blessing the wicked? Well, we've got to factor in many things in this discussion. For number one, the principles that God applied in the Bible work, sowing and reaping. So if we sow sparingly, we'll reap sparingly. If we sow bountifully, we'll reap bountifully. And then the principles of hard work and diligence, they all work. And they work whether you're righteous or wicked. If a wicked man sows a postage stamp of a field, that'll get a postage stamp harvest. But if he ploughs and sows in a 100-acre farm, he'll get a 100-acre harvest. So hard work, diligence and sowing and reaping apply to the wicked or the righteous. Well, people say you can create your own destiny. You can be wealthy with the power of your mind. You can be successful. You can have status. Well, that's a lie. Because it's not dependent on you. There's other circumstances. You don't have control of the weather, or of accidents, or of illness, or of other people. And they all have a bearing on your destiny. You have no control over your life. You can't guarantee you'll wake up in the morning. And if you do wake up in the morning, you can't guarantee that you won't be in severe pain or have some fatal disease. You've less control of your life than you think. We need help. Well, under the Old Covenant, it was true that blessing, wealth, status were a sign of God's blessing. But not because you were God's children. They were redeemed out of Egypt, all Israel, but the blessing was conditional on obedience. And if they didn't obey, they were cursed. Read Deuteronomy 27:28. And clearly, God only blessed his people, his redeemed people, when they were obedient, and God himself cursed them when they were disobedient. So it's not enough to say, well, I'm God's child, therefore God will bless me. It's conditional on obedience, and it still is today. Well, in the New Testament, often people who were obedient and righteous were persecuted. The apostles didn't have status. They were despised. They didn't have wealth. Not one of the apostles was wealthy, according to the Bible. Not one of them were famous in the sense of the world's fame. And Jesus prophesied it. He says, blessed are you when you're persecuted for righteousness' sake. Blessed are you when men revile you and persecute you, say all manner of evil against you falsely for my sake. Leap and dance for joy, great is your reward in heaven. You don't get your reward down here in the New Covenant, necessarily. Jesus refused fame and status and wealth. In the third temptation, let me read it you. Luke 4, verse 5-8. And the devil taketh Jesus up into a high mountain, and showed him all the kingdoms of the world in a moment of time. And the devil said to him, all this power will I give you, and the glory of them. For that's delivered unto me, and to whomsoever I will give it. The condition was, if Jesus would worship Satan. So Satan was offering Jesus wealth, status, finance, whatever the glory of the world. Obviously blessings. And Satan can still do that today. So if you're seeking those things instead of the kingdom of heaven, maybe you're worshipping the wrong God. However, God still blesses those who apply the principle of hard work, diligence. But there's no difference between God's children and unbelievers, the devil's children in that respect. Christians are not healthier than non-Christians. Christians don't have more status, don't get better jobs than non-Christians. It's just nonsense to say anything else. Just check with the people you know. Well, conclusion, something for us to think about this week. God does bless those who serve and obey him, but Satan blesses those who serve and obey him. Satan's the god of this world, and people at the top in this world are serving Satan. That's a fact. So we make a choice who we serve, because you can't serve two masters at the same time. So decide which master you're serving, which master you want to bless you. And if you're in the blessing, and if you have wealth and status and fame, great. The question is, who's your master? Who's blessing you? God or Satan? Something for you to think about. Time's gone, so have a wonderful week. Don't walk in fear in this pandemic. Walk in faith and boldness. And I'll see you next Monday for another vlog. God bless you.